You're not chasing ghosts. You got to surf it up a little bit, you know?
Would you stay in a room that had that history? I wouldn't. Don't eat the crazy haunted chocolate. Oh my God. Recording in progress.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Edward.
I'm Friedel.
We are two geeks on a couch.
Two geeks on a couch.
Watch a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
This is our third movie in our Stephen King series, voted on by our Patreon subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Another movie you have not seen, nor did you even know it existed until just now.
No, I did not know it existed until about 10 minutes ago. And the only thing that I know about this movie is that John Cusack is probably playing himself alongside Samuel L. Jackson, who also might be playing himself.
God damn! Never seen anyone that pissed off before.
In the context of a haunted hotel, but really it's just more one room that is haunted. That's the only thing I understand.
Yes, we're gonna watch 1408, 2007 adaptation of a Stephen King story, I believe a short story. John Cusack plays a horror writer, similar to the character from Haunting of Hill House that writes about haunted places.
But from a cynical perspective of not believing in anything paranormal.
Yes. Samuel Jackson plays the hotel manager.
Who I'm assuming tries to warn what maybe... I'm imagining this playing out. He's trying to warn John Cusack, being like, no, you don't actually want to experience that. And I bet John Cusack's character gets like white dude entitled around it.
You're not wrong. And then, hijinks ensue. And we're here to watch and react to those hijinks. So this is a fun movie. I think it's underrated. I love this movie. I'm so glad our Patreon subscribers voted on this for us to watch.
Give me a little bit of a window. What do you love about it?
I can't tell you without giving anything away.
Okay.
It's not the scariest movie ever. Hell, it's only even rated PG-13.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that.
But there's a lot to like here. And I think once we watch it, you'll be like, okay, I see why I ever liked this movie.
Want to watch the movie?
I swear that he wears that hat in every single film he's ever been in.
You take care, you just lock it from the inside.
I will. As soon as you give me the key.
It looks like a very cozy little room. Shoes off the bed. Good grief.
Book signing?
All right. Oh, that's you, yeah. I see the resemblance, yeah. That's a good picture.
Get a glimpse of that elusive light at the end of the tunnel.
Mysterious techno music.
You're not chasing ghosts. You gotta surf it up a little bit,
Oh, by the way, dude, I read your
That's way too small for his head. Do you remember eating in diners at like 3 a.m. with a whole bunch of your friends, sharing milkshakes and poutine?
Next summer.
Do we know if the Dolphin Hotel is like a real place?
It's not.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Fabulous.
I mean, knowing Stephen King, he probably based it on some place he stayed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you please humor me by coming to my office for a more private conversation? Because I don't want to clean up the mess. The hotels are all about
Fair.
His ledger.
You think you're clever, don't you?
I know the game.
Well, during your
Drowning?
Yes, one Mr. Grady Miller drowned in his chicken soup.
That's hard to do. How did he do that?
How indeed.
I'm still staying.
Damn it to hell!
I'm sorry.
All right, here. Read The Godforsaken Thing, full of cynicism, written by a talented, intelligent man who doesn't believe in anything or anyone but himself.
Guilty
Called out.
Just give me the key. Listen, I stayed
Wow.
at the Bigsby house.
But whatever's in 1408 is nothing like that.
Then what is it?
It's an evil fucking room. Mr. Enslin, please, don't do this.
I need like a poster of just Last Looks by Samuel L. Jackson. It's a great way of building tension.
This is it?
You gotta be kidding me.
Round one goes to the hideous Mr. Olin for effective aggressiveness. I have to admit, he had me going for a moment.
Would you stay in a room that had that history? I wouldn't.
Some smartass spoke about the banality of evil. If that's true.
I would totally listen to a John Cusack art history podcast where he's just reviewing paintings on hotel rooms walls. Don't eat the crazy haunted chocolate. Why? That human aggression and violence actually goes
Hello,
up
this is Mike
in
Enslin.
hotter
Guess which room?
temperatures, inside and outside.
Good
It
evening.
makes sense.
Many of them died.
This is an interesting way of exploring exposition visually.
Oh, sir, you're a genius. Thank you. Let me give... Sir?
I think I was like, I'm out.
Oh gosh, it's so particularly disturbing to my nervous system. It's really unusual. I mean, now the clock is like counting down. Like that's creepy as like leave. Please stop looking out the window like that. Oh God. Oh my God. Of course, it's a writer who's smoking a cigarette.
All right, I'm just hallucinating. I just gotta ride this out.
That is a Okay, it's fine. Choices. Choices.
Here it comes.
I'm always really fascinated by how this movie builds to this point. Like, it does it in such a great way that, like, by the time you get here, you're totally with him. This is not what I would do.
2 little steps.
This is not what I would do.
6.
There's not going to be anything.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's a fucking evil room. That's amazing. Also terrifying. Can we knock it off with that person?
Room, this place.
Like you're always trapped in weird places. That's your job.
No. Please, Lily, listen to me.
Oh God. Ugh.
I got a knife!
No, you don't. That's a little God, full of bad ideas.
No. I can't help you.
What do you want, Mr. Enslin? You sought this room.
It was a job. I was doing the job. Do you want from me? You.
It's heartbreaking.
It's beautiful there.
Yeah. Stephen King just does such an excellent narrative job of creating the Venn diagram between like human grief, loss, and suffering, and these elements of sort of paranormal horror.
This is level 9. Deepest level of hell. Furthest remove.
What are you? Okay.
15 minutes isn't enough time.
Whoa. I never feel like doors hanging out in the middle of rooms are like a good sign.
Daddy.
Oh God. Oh my God.
You can never leave this room. 8. This is 8.
Oh, the phone is melting. All right, internet, tell us in the comments below, which ending to this film do you prefer and why?
Yeah, because this is Samuel Jackson trying to give the personal effects box back to her, and she didn't take it. But appropriate. You're right, thematically for this movie, that there are like 3 different versions just out in the world, and like
Floating around?
who knows what version you got. Yeah, internet, what version ending did you see when you watched this movie? So taken as the version you saw, let's talk about that.
Yes, which means you have a whole bunch of context to the film that I don't have.
Well, I've seen this version that I own on Apple TV like a dozen times because I love this movie. It's I like that it's this fun like haunted hotel room movie that then brings in this like whole hook with the heart about the kid, and that's why he's hunting for ghosts, is because he wants some proof of there being an afterlife, because then that means that she like
really what he's looking for is her. He's looking for her.
I love the performance that Cusack gives. It like borderline, it's like borderline camp, but also has a lot of like genuine heart to it, right? Like the turn from selfish, dad to I'm burning this place down, you're taking you with me.
I mean, I like the description of campiness blended together with genuine heart as just a generalized description for John Cusack's acting. Yeah, I continue to be fascinated by the ways that people want to explore the Venn diagram between emotional trauma, healing trauma, grieving, unprocessed grief, like unprocessed loss, like the ways in which horror can be so much about our unanswered like existential questions that we don't know how to come to terms with, or like the way that the analytical mind grasps after like logical, neat and tidy answers, and there just aren't any.
Right.
I liked even the campiness of the ways in which the room hallucinated, right? Or like the campiness of the horror in the room too, like the wild extremities of it, and how John Cusack kept, I think, referencing Dante's Inferno.
The first time I watched it, when I saw this in the theater, I was a little disappointed because I wanted it to be scarier.
Mm-hmm.
but then it has since grown on me as like a yearly watch. And the camp like makes it fun to watch. Right? It's never like, none of that stuff is ever too much, but it keeps you on the edge, right? Like,
yeah,
there's an anxiety to it, and there's like a fun to watch in the room fuck with him, and then it's all grounded in the heart of the film, right, with him and his daughter. And it's super well done. Like every time I watch it, I'm impressed with the lengths they go to destroy the fuck out of that room. A number of different ways. You see it burned, you see it frozen over, you see it flooded. Yeah.
Well, and the creative choices around like, how does a normal hotel room become a place of torture and hell, right?
You know, without seeing this movie, I can think of a couple of ways. Yeah, but right.
Receiving a fax that is the shirt that your daughter died in.
That's pretty intense.
Fucking intense.
Seeing a miniature Samuel Jackson in your fridge when you just want to drink. He's taunting you.
Well, he's basically just calling you out on your shit again.
The radio clock countdown is intense.
Yeah.
When it gets to that part where it turns over and you realize it's only been an hour, you're like, holy fuck.
Right. And then you realize that reliving the hour is like a part of how the room tortures you.
Yeah, it's good. It ties it all together really well. Like a good rug.
It does. It does.
So it's kind of, I don't know, it's hard to say like what would you rate this film, because there are like 3 different versions of it.
I would say that the version that I watched came in a solid 8. It was an enjoyable film.
That's okay. All right. I would give it a little bit higher, but I watched a different version than you.
Well, what's funny is that I was like, I would probably give a higher rating to the film I didn't watch, based on the abruptness of an ending that feels like I don't understand which direction the ambiguity is trying to take me.
Yeah, like I'm closer to like 8.5, 8.7 on the version that I watched.
Okay, great.
They spend more time sort of teasing out that reveal that he's still in the room. They build a little bit more characterization around him and his wife. Get more Samuel Jackson, which is never a bad thing.
It's never a bad thing.
Lands better. And there's other stuff too, apparently, right? Because that's how we kept getting out of sync. Mine had more content than yours.
Yeah, there's no amount of pause on pause that's gonna make up for the lack of content that's missing from my film.
So you had a subpar experience, but you still enjoyed it, and that's what really counts. The gist of it was there. Are you glad we watched it?
I'm so glad we watched it.
Success. Internet success.
Internet success. If a little bit bizarre. Who knows?
The thematically appropriate bizarreness.
Yeah, it is. It's completely appropriate.
Yeah.
I mean, anything can happen when we're 2 geeks on a couch.
Thanks for watching, coming along with us on our 3rd Stephen King movie reaction. We've got one more left in January, coming next week. We're going to go a little bit further back in his in the repertoire. We're going to watch The Dead Zone with Christopher Walken.
Oh.
Yeah,
I said Daddy Walken.
I've seen it, but it's been so long I don't remember anything about it. So it's going to be, I'm counting it as a first watch. I think I was like a kid when I saw it. So
cannot remember the last thing that I watched that had Christopher Walken in it. It was probably something that had angels and demons in some capacity.
Yeah, probably like Prophecy or something.
Something akin.
So we'll see you next week for another Stephen King movie.
Yep.
Thanks for coming along. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. If you really want to go deeper, if you want voting rights, if you want to see extended chats and discussions and exclusive content and full movie watch-alongs, except for this movie, head on over to our Patreon. The link is in the description, and check that out. Building a great community over there, and we'd love any support you feel like you can contribute. Helps us to continue to do this. And until then, have an amazing week in January 2022.
That's right. Until next week, you know what to do. Take really good care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you then. Thanks for coming along. We really appreciate it.